If I was to meet you in the street, or wherever, to be honest, and we talk to each other, there are going to be important factors in this conversation over and above the actual words we're using. We all know this, don't we? It's not just what we say, it's how we say it. Even a simple one syllable word like stop can have so many different connotations based on how we project or communicate that word. When you get into a full conversation, then we're relying on the way it's said, the expression on the face, the hand gestures, the eyes, the movements, the appearance of rushing or not. The list goes on, or at least it could. With written letters, we as humans lost a lot of those signals of sharing what we were trying to. But with those letters, there was the time taken to construct the sentences and explanations which helped to facilitate the intention of the sender. But it still isn't the same as in person. On the phone, when everyone talked on the phone, we didn't have the visual words or the body language, but we did have the vocal changes, the sighs, the laughs, the sharpness, the quiet. Each and every nuance of human vocalization was able to be shared through the telephone line. No visualization, of course, we had to imagine that part for ourselves. Now, with text messages and social media comments, we're combining speedy, instantly expected replies with no body language and no auditory differences. No way to hear the sender's tone, and no face to help decipher the message. Emojis help, of course, but they're not quite the same. We now have automated computer systems being able to infiltrate, imitate, and replicate humans enough to fool most into believing they're real on screen. And whilst there are undoubted advantages to our communication age, to this technology even that we're using right at this minute, we have used and moved at light speed into an era of not understanding each other, of not taking the time to connect in the ways which us as humans need in order to thrive. Instead of grandparents sitting and sharing their stories with the youngsters are sat getting their teaching from influencers on a device which has been created with the purpose of addicting them and controlling their desires, information, and intentions. I think as humans, we miss those tales, those wisdoms. We need to reconnect to the age groups and go back to basics where we talk to each other in good old fashioned person. It's not just younger people either. So many of us are distracted by the peripheral of this world. Too many living on the edge with stress and fear bubbling away under the surface, ready to explode in anger and hatred. Maybe we should start trying to communicate better, to understand that we can differ in opinion while sharing common interests. Maybe it's time for us to relearn to get some of the traditional methods of communicating and sharing knowledge back into our lives. Maybe we could mix it with the technology of today in order to achieve a balance with which we can connect and become more of a collective of empowered, caring, knowledgeable humans, instead of a bunch of individuals with the intrinsic, brainwashed belief that we don't matter and we are inconsequential. The truth is that we do matter, all of us. You matter immensely. You need to know that. You aren't a name on a screen or a payroll number or an avatar. You are a special, individually unique, sentient being of magnificence. Maybe it's time to start reminding ourselves of that.